One of the other ways we can help to improve our mental health is by being physically active. And for many of you, that's maybe been part of your normal everyday life up until recently when we went back into lockdown. But physical activity and playing sport is brilliant, not just for our physical health, but also for our mental health. And when we look at the history of sport, we see that it was constantly used to help people, not just physically, but also throughout history to improve their social behavior, to unite a nation. I think back to the Greeks, a country and a people who were known for their wisdom and love of philosophy. But as well as that, they saw the importance of physical activity and sport, and they invented the Olympic Games. During the Victorian era in the United Kingdom, so many men were going out at the weekends and getting drunk and getting into fights that they weren't even turning up for work on a Monday. And as a result, the local churches, the factories and the mills, they came together and decided we need to get these men playing sport. And the game of football was born. And many of the teams that you still support today in the Premier League were born out of churches and out of factories, using sport to help people socially engage, be physically active, and basically to behave. When we look into more modern history, I think of South Africa and the apartheid that took place there. This racism that divided the people of South Africa. But when Nelson Mandela was released from prison, he used the sport of rugby and the Rugby World Cup to unite a nation. And even now we think of sport. We think of people who are engaged in physical activity. They use it all the time to make friends, to highlight their political views. During lockdown, it's what people want to watch and engage in. So sport and physical activity is more than just your physical well-being. It brings lots of different aspects of our lives together. And I want to encourage you and let you know that physical activity is brilliant for your mental health. And a lot of you are maybe struggling right now. You're feeling more stressed than ever before. You're stressing out about exams and the unknown and what's going to happen with school and when you're going to be back. You're feeling isolated and lonely because you can't see your friends. Maybe you're feeling more anxious than ever before because you're not sleeping at night. And the worry and the anxiety is just bubbling up inside of you. And for some of you, you're frustrated. You're just angry because you're missing out on so many of the things that you love. And that's completely normal. Not just because we're in the middle of a pandemic, but also because your physical activity levels have probably just massively dropped. Think about it. For a lot of you, you're not even able to now walk to the bus stop in the morning. You're not able to walk to school. Instead, you get up, you slough about downstairs, and then you sit in front of your computer. You're losing out on the basic activity of walking around school throughout the day, classroom to classroom, carrying your bag up and down the stairs, pottering about at lunchtime and break time. Then there's games and then there's PE. All of these different parts of your day keep you physically active. But now, you sit in front of a screen on Google Classroom, listening. And then when you're finished, you probably move your way onto the sofa where you sit and watch TV to switch off. You scroll through your phone, and then you go to bed. And you're not sleeping because you're not tired, so you sit on your phone again. And then you wake up in the morning after a bad night's sleep and your anxiety levels are through the roof because of a lack of sleep. And physical activity helps in all those different things. Because when you're stressed, when you're agitated, when you're frustrated, physical activity and sport allows you to almost just fight through that. It allows you to get rid of your frustrations, it allows you to run it off, it allows you to distract yourself and push yourself to your limit. And then the tiredness that brings, the energy levels, the endorphins that kick in, allow us to relax more, switch off, and at night go to sleep. So what I really want to encourage you to do is throughout your day, try and be active at least twice a day. If you can do more, brilliant, but start off with twice a day, 30 minutes of activity. For some of you who are sporty, it could be doing a workout at home, putting on something on the TV and just going for it, flat out for 30 minutes, high intensity, sweat pouring off you until you cannot move. Maybe you go out for a run, all right? Maybe you got a punch bag and you just want to get rid of that frustration. Maybe you want to do yoga or Pilates. There's so many things that we can do. Jump on our bike and just go until our legs are on fire. That is so good for our mental health. And if that's the type of person you are, then I encourage you, twice a day, get into it. Push yourself. But maybe you don't like sport. You don't like that idea of pushing yourself and the legs burning and the heavy breathing. But you can still be active. I would encourage you then to at least twice a day just to get up and move. Maybe go out for a walk, 30 minutes, just walking with a friend, having a good chat, but just moving in the fresh air. Maybe just having an awareness of how many steps you're doing throughout the day in your house. Maybe as you're on Google Classroom, don't sit down, stand. Have a standing desk and spend the day standing and walking around and being active. Whatever it is, whatever suits you and your fitness levels and your personality, it doesn't really matter, but you gotta be active. You gotta get moving. And as you do, hopefully you will see a decrease in your stress, the frustration, the anger starting to drift away. And at night, you'll find yourself able to sleep better, which again will reduce your anxiety. So I would encourage you to be active.